So today we got some interesting news, not necessarily positive, but the third-person action MOBA Paragon, developed by Epic Games, has been announced to be shutting down. In a letter to Paragon players, they explained that they couldn't figure out the direction they exactly wanted to bring the game in, or to create a game that's sustainable with the community behind it. But they did thank players in the community that they did garner behind the game for ideas and things and ways to keep the game afloat and for enjoying the game they created. And they also apologized, saying that they failed despite working so hard on the game. They failed what the promise of Paragon was supposed to be. I played Paragon a bit. There was a moment where I was kind of getting into it. MOBAs have never been really my thing, but I've dabbled here and there with them. Paragon was sort of fun, especially when you get a lot of teamwork dynamics, figuring out players. It's fun, but it never was quite exactly what I wanted from it, and it apparently wasn't what a lot of people wanted from it either. Visually, the game was actually quite stunning, whether you were playing it on a PC or on PlayStation 4. The game looked very good. But it's a shame that this game is essentially dead. It's going to be shut completely down in April. And the thing is, a lot of this comes after the success of Fortnite, especially after they released the Battle Royale update, which is taking away a lot of staff, of course, from Paragon. And I think they just looked at the numbers, looked at the money they were putting into Paragon development and what they were getting back from that, and the money they put into Fortnite and what they were getting back from that. And I think the decision was obvious. You know, pool funding from Paragon, just completely shut it down, move everyone over to Fortnite, and then, you know, hopefully we'll get even bigger returns. The more we put in, the more we get back. That's probably the mentality behind it, and from a business move that makes sense. But you know, just from a game standpoint, Paragon's a game that's not going to live on because these servers are being shut down. It's just going to be dead, and those that enjoyed playing Paragon for what it was are just not going to be able to enjoy that game anymore, and that's a sad thing. Something that happened earlier this week, if you haven't heard, is that Xbox Game Pass is actually getting a significant change. And now this news is very interesting and a lot more positive, because Xbox Game Pass, if you haven't heard, is sort of like a Netflix subscription for games on Xbox. Unlike PlayStation Now, however, you download the games to your system rather than streaming it. Some would say that's a positive, others would say not so much, but I think most people would rather just download it to their system and not worry about, you know, internet bandwidth and latency and things of that nature. So I think that it's a really cool idea for a service, but what makes it even better is now, day one, Xbox exclusive games are going to be available on the Xbox Game Pass. Now, you can make a lot of jokes about how the Xbox One hardly has any, you know, exclusives or whatever, but even if they have like 2 games a year, and you pay the $10 a month or the $9.99 a month for an entire year, so basically you're paying the price of 2 full-price games. You get access to a ton of Xbox One games on Xbox Pass, plus the exclusives. It seems, if you buy a lot of games on Xbox, it just seems like the financially responsible thing to do, to be honest, is to just pay for this, because you get day one, they've already mentioned Sea of Thieves. When Crackdown 3 comes out, you're going to get that. And when State of Decay 2 comes out, you're going to get that. They've also mentioned in their post that even games that are unannounced, such as Halo or Gears or new Forza, which we know are coming, just haven't been announced, you're going to get those on Xbox Game Pass as well. Now, this is a really good move by Microsoft. I've said this before. Microsoft it's really ingenious. Phil Spencer, I think, does a good job at leading the company in an interesting direction and sort of, you know, putting them in a situation where everyone roots for them. Everyone roots for Xbox, you know. They're the underdog in this in the current gen cycle. You know, they sold a lot of consoles, but PlayStation is dominating. You have the Switch coming in and just selling tons of units, dominating in Japan. And while Xbox is doing well, you know, the way things look, you know, it's not doing well in Japan specifically, but it's doing well everywhere else, but not nearly on the level that PlayStation is. PlayStation 4 has been selling like hotcakes. Last year was its best selling year, which is very interesting. It's over 70 million units and will probably reach 80 million relatively soon. Great time for gaming in general. Microsoft doing some cool stuff over there, and I think this is a great service. I hope that Sony and Nintendo are looking at this very carefully and are going to think about doing something similar. Personally, I'm not a fan of what PlayStation Now is. I don't like it as a streaming service, I'm going to be honest, especially because of the price point. I think it's very overpriced for what it is, and Xbox has the right idea with their service. Before the end of the video, just a couple more things I want to bring attention to. Today, January 26th, 2018, two big games have been released, and that is Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I spent a lot of time in the beta. Fantastic game. I plan on picking it up soon. Don't have that yet, but if you are a fan of Dragon Ball and you like fighting games, this game is for you. Trust me, this is a great game. The other one, Monster Hunter World, a lot of getting great reviews. Reviewers are saying it's the best in the series. I haven't spent a lot of time with Monster Hunter, mostly demos in the past, but I did spend time with this beta, and I can confirm that the game is indeed very much enjoyable. It is fun, it is intense, but it's still user friendly, and you get a lot of options to sort of figure out what this game really is. And if you haven't had a chance to play it, I recommend just doing some research and checking it out. And if it interests you, don't hesitate to pick it up, because if it interests you, it'll grab your attention. It's a very cool game. The monsters are really well animated and intricately designed, and it's pretty beautiful to boot. There are a few weird frame rate things it does with background creatures like in other games we've seen in the past, but I think that this is a great new addition to the series. It's one I enjoy and plan on picking up. One thing I forgot to mention is that Epic Games is also offering a full refund if you bought Paragon, bought into the early access before it was released, or bought anything for the game. You can get full refund for whatever you purchased if you create an Epic Games account. And if you played on a console, on a platform that isn't PC, you can link that account to the PC account and still get your refund, even if you did not play on PC. There are more details. I'll link the article in the description, which is also has a link to all that information as well. Well, that's it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about Xbox Game Pass? What do you think about Paragon shutting down? Were you a player or a fan of that? Do you feel betrayed by the shutting down of Paragon? Please let me know in the comment section. Please also, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content. I plan on releasing at least one video a week and try to increase the amount that I actually release every week. I want to get a steady stream of content going again. Also, thank you for watching, and as always, stay super, and I'll see you in the next video.